Welcome to the Rescheck blog. Today on the Rescheck blog, we have a very interesting reading for you. This one is the Rescheck codes that are available. So what you'll do is scroll down to the middle of the page. You will go to the Rescheck energy codes. Just click on that. And then just sit back and relax, and I'll read the blog post to you. Here goes. Today on Rescheck's blog, we want to discuss which energy codes are available in the current builds of Rescheck Web and Rescheck Desktop. We have many emails asking about which software that can be used for specific codes, so making an easy-to-use list for you to access via the Rescheck blog seemed like the right thing to do, so we went ahead and made it. Here it is. Rescheck Web is the Department of Energy's online-based Rescheck software portal that allows you to create Rescheck reports anywhere that you have an internet connection. This is the most robust and most commonly updated form of Rescheck software, and subsequently contains the largest number of code options. Whenever a new feature is rolled out, it is currently done in Rescheck Web first and then moved to other platforms. The one downside I have found is that sometimes Rescheck Web, like any other website, must go down for maintenance. This means if you're using a code that's exclusive to Rescheck Web, like ICC 2018 or ICC 2021 Rescheck, then you simply must wait until it returns back into service. Back to the issue at hand. Which codes can you find in Rescheck Web? 2009 ICC, 2012 ICC, 2015 ICC, 2018 ICC, 2021 ICC, Florida State Code, Massachusetts State Code, New York City Code, Puerto Rico Code, Utah State Code, and Vermont State Code. Simply choose the code you need and continue with a free, easy Rescheck in your online Rescheck creation software, Rescheck Web. Your other option for creating Reschecks online is Rescheck Desktop. This version of software for making your own Rescheck is downloaded onto the hard drive of your computer. The nice thing about this version is that it can be used offline. If you live in a rural area with slow internet, like me, have a power outage, and are working in a remote location, or simply don't have a Wi-Fi connection, then you can create Reschecks at any time you please using Rescheck Desktop without the internet. Major downside of Rescheck Desktop is that all the current codes are not supported. In many cases, like when a user is preparing a ICC 2018 or ICC 2021 Rescheck, then you will need to revert back to the Rescheck Web online version. Once you do a few projects and have some saved online and some saved on your desktop, it can be confusing not having all your project files at one location. So there's some downsides to using Rescheck Desktop as a standalone Rescheck creation avenue. The codes that are available in Rescheck Desktop are 2009 ICC, 2012 ICC, 2015 ICC, Florida State Code, Massachusetts State Code, New York City Code, Puerto Rico, Utah State Code, Vermont State Code. You can use Rescheck Desktop to create your own free Rescheck using any of the codes listed above. This concludes the discussion of Rescheck energy codes that are available in Rescheck Desktop and Rescheck Web. These codes and softwares are constantly updated by the amazing people at the Department of Energy, and the thought and care put into the designing and maintaining the software is truly remarkable and goes unrecognized, allowing the end user, you, to have easy-to-use tutorials so that you can work on your own DIY Rescheck energy audits. Is a good reason to check back with the Rescheck blog early and often to find the latest Rescheck tutorials and how-to guides. Thanks again for listening. If you're ready to get started on a Rescheck, go to www.rescheck.info. Go to the upper right-hand side of the screen. Click Buy Now. Once that loads, you just click on that Custom 79 Rescheck, check it out, and you're ready to get started. Thanks again for listening to the Rescheck blog and Rescheck podcast. Hope to catch you next time.